Welcome back to another great and nice video where we can really ask ourselves this question: what is counseling really entail? What is it really all about? What is it that we do? We offer support to someone who might not be able to solve their issues, who need help, because counseling is it's how it is done, and that's how it works. So it is a helping relationship. The videos up there. I was able to do a presentation some time ago. You can check them out. I'll be able to leave a link down below in the maybe later. And generally, without counseling, we'll be facing a lot of chaos. People will go into depression, take their own lives and lives of others if it becomes serious. But bottom line is that we need to also know how are we going to deal with our issues moving forward, how are we going to help one another moving forward, and that is why counseling, that's what counseling does. So it is, there are other important issues I should talk about as far as counseling is concerned. When you get to a counselor, they'll get to tell you what is required, the payment and all that, because it's a service. Of course, there's the intake form which you have to fill, get to know you, who you are, where you're from, and of course there's the framework. Once you get into the therapy room, there's the framework in which the counselor is guided on, the ethical framework. But the most important thing that I want you to get it clear and understand is that it's whatever is discussed in counseling is confidential, but it's only in 3 instances and only 3 in which confidentiality can be broken. One of them is when life is in danger, the other one is when given permission to do so, and the third one is when information is required in a court of law. Some talk about the fourth instance in which confidentiality is broken. It's when maybe the life of a minor or a vulnerable adult is in danger. So generally it's 3, but others talk about 4. So as we even get to know what counseling really entails, so there's the what counseling is not. It's not really an interrogation. It's not a place of judgment. It's not a place where you get to be given the wrong. It's a place where you get to understand who you are as an individual, because your life is really up to you, not about what people say or think about you, and getting to know what is it I can do to move forward in my own life. So there's no need of moving back. It's about getting to remove the waste inside of you, the toxic waste, and finding that clean energy in you, so that you can get a chance to rather finally move on with life. But at the end of the day, I don't know whether I am speaking really, make what I'm saying make sense to you. as an individual. I don't know where you're watching this from. I don't know whether it's being watched at this time, but it's it's really the whole idea of this YouTube channel was to educate and to bring forth new ideas, so on which we can get to live. Same case applies with counseling. You need to find a way to move on with it and continue living despite how easy or hard it is. Generally, I'm just here to offer the knowledge and the help. So it's you to, when you go for counseling, be at ease, feel free to share whatever it is you want to share. Be frank, open. The, of course, you get to know what to do moving forward, but also there are instances where, let's say, cases are hard to be argued. So when counselors get to go for supervision, but not do not think that they have gone to share your issues. No, they same bounds of confidentiality are kept, so they don't really mention the client's name, so they remain anonymous to other counselors. But the whole idea is to get a fresh perspective, an idea to how to help that particular counselor to move on. Of course, that counselor needs to be accredited to know to offer those services moving forward. Many people sit down with their problems, they don't know who they'll share it with. Home, if they say they'll share it with family and friends, not everybody them will trust. Not there will be no trust relationship, so it's up to them to seek help elsewhere, and preferably in very many cases like suicides, the best person to offer that help is a professional counselor. We tend to ignore the fact that there is a way we can do things, but we only do things when things are real. We only do correct the errors when things are already bad, and so the counselor will be able to find a way to deal with issues without causing collateral damage. I don't know whether I've educated someone today. I don't know whether what I've said has made sense. I was just giving you a rough work on what counseling entails and what it does and where it comes from, and the need of counseling, the need of just coming out clean and transformed and changed. So the minute you enter that therapy room, your life is up to you. Even outside, your life is up to you. Question is, are you ready to move forward? You can't help somebody who doesn't want to be helped, and of course, you don't have to if you don't want to. I hope what I've said has made sense. I'm just giving you a little, doing things in my little ways, and I hope you get to share more. Thank you.